Before I play you the song that made Etta James cry every single time she performed it, let me tell you something. There's a difference between a sad song and a song that breaks you. These 15 R&B classics, they don't just make you cry. They reach into your chest and remind you of every heartbreak you've ever tried to forget.
Yes, I want to know, yeah, what's going on.
Number 3 on this list was recorded by a man who would be dead within a year, and he knew it. Number 1, it's been over 50 years, and every word still hurts like it was written yesterday. If you've ever loved someone you couldn't have, lost someone you couldn't keep, or watched the world break something beautiful, you're going to feel every second of this. Let's go. 15, End of the Road. Boyz II Men, 1992.
Sing if you know it.
Picture this. It's 1992, and 3 young men from Philadelphia are about to change R&B forever. Boyz II Men didn't just record a breakup song. They recorded the breakup anthem that would dominate the charts for a record-breaking 13 consecutive weeks at number 1. The story behind this masterpiece is fascinating. Producer Babyface wrote this song specifically for the soundtrack of the Eddie Murphy film Boomerang. He crafted every note to capture that gut-wrenching moment when you realize a relationship is truly over. What made this song devastatingly real? The members of Boyz II Men, Wanya Morris, Nathan Morris, Sean Stockman, and Michael McCary were all experiencing their own relationship struggles during recording. Their genuine heartbreak bled through every harmony.
Say goodbye when I get...
The recording session was emotional. Wanya Morris, the lead vocalist, had just gone through a painful breakup. When he sang those opening lines, tears were streaming down his face. The producer kept the take because the raw emotion was exactly what the song needed. This wasn't manufactured sadness. This was 4 young men pouring their broken hearts into a microphone, and the world felt every single word. 14, I Keep Forgettin', Every Time You're Near. Michael McDonald, 1982. Michael McDonald's signature raspy voice became the soundtrack to countless broken hearts in the early 80s. Before this song, McDonald was known as the lead singer of the Doobie Brothers. But I Keep Forgettin' established him as a solo artist who could make grown men cry in their cars. The genius of this track lies in its contradiction.
How you made it so clear.
The upbeat, funky instrumental clashes beautifully with lyrics about a man who keeps forgetting his relationship is over every time he sees his ex. Here's what most people don't know. McDonald co-wrote this with Ed Sanford, and they based it on the experience of Ed's brother, who kept running into his ex-girlfriend around their small town. Every encounter reopened the wound. The song reached number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100, but its cultural impact went far deeper. It captured that universal experience of seeing someone you once loved and having all those feelings flood back instantly. Warren G would later sample this masterpiece for Regulate in 1994, introducing McDonald's heartbreak to a whole new generation. But the original remains a testament to how soulful sadness can hide beneath an upbeat melody. 13, Since I Lost My Baby. The Temptations, 1965. The Temptations were at their absolute peak when they recorded this Smokey Robinson masterpiece in 1965. Smokey Robinson wasn't just a songwriter. He was a poet who understood how to translate human suffering into 3-minute symphonies.
But after I've been crying all
When he wrote Since I Lost My Baby for the Temptations, he gave David Ruffin one of the most emotionally demanding vocals of his career. The recording session at Hitsville, USA was legendary.
trying to
David Ruffin's lead vocal was so powerful that some of the other Temptations were moved to tears during playback. The song uses one of the most effective metaphors in R&B history. Robinson compares losing love to the sun, losing its brightness, birds losing their songs, and bees forgetting how to sting. Each verse strips away another piece of joy from the world. What makes this song particularly devastating is the arrangement. The Funk Brothers, Motown's legendary house band, created a musical bed that feels like it's slowly sinking, mirroring the narrator's descent into despair. David Ruffin once said in an interview that this song was harder to sing than any other Temptations hit, not because of the vocal range, but because accessing that depth of sadness before every performance took an emotional toll. 12. Neither One of Us Wants to Be the First to Say Goodbye. Gladys Knight and the Pips, 1973. Gladys Knight's voice has always carried the weight of lived experience, but in 1973, she delivered a performance that still brings audiences to tears. This Jim Weatherly composition tells the story of a couple trapped in a dying relationship. They both know it's over, but neither has the courage to walk away first. The recording happened during a turbulent time in Gladys Knight's personal life. She was navigating her own relationship struggles, and producer Joe Porter encouraged her to channel that pain into the vocal. What she delivered was nothing short of miraculous. Her voice cracks in all the right places, not from technical failure, but from genuine emotion breaking through. The song spent 4 weeks at #1 on the R&B charts and reached #2 on the pop charts. But numbers can't capture how many people saw their own failing relationships in these lyrics. The Pips' background vocals add another layer of heartbreak. They sound like the inner voices we all hear when we know we're holding on to something that's already gone. Gladys Knight later revealed that she could barely get through live performances of this song without crying. 40 years after its release, she still considers it one of the most emotionally challenging songs in her catalog. 11. I Can't Stand the Rain. Ann Peebles, 1973. Memphis, Tennessee. High Record Studio. A thunderstorm raging outside. Ann Peebles, her husband Don Bryant, and radio DJ Bernie Miller are trying to write a song. The rain is pounding so hard against the windows that they can barely hear themselves think. Then, inspiration strikes. What if the rain isn't just weather? What if it's a trigger for painful memories? I Can't Stand the Rain was born from that moment. Ann Peebles crafted a vocal performance that feels like barely controlled anguish. Her voice trembles with the memory of a lost love, and every raindrop becomes a reminder of what's gone. The production was revolutionary for its time. The distinctive hi-hat sound that opens the song was actually a timbales pattern that drummer Howard Grimes created to mimic falling rain. What makes this song devastatingly effective is its specificity. It's not about heartbreak in general. It's about how certain weather, certain sounds, can transport you back to moments with someone you've lost. Ann Peebles recorded this in one take. Producer Willie Mitchell knew immediately that they'd captured lightning in a bottle. Her voice, raw and vulnerable, needed no correction. The song has been covered by artists from Tina Turner to Seal, but nobody has ever matched the desperate loneliness of Ann Peebles' original performance. 10. So Very Hard to Go. Tower of Power, 1973.
Ain't nothing I can say.
Tower of Power wasn't your typical R&B group. They were a funk and soul powerhouse from Oakland, California, with a horn section that could make angels weep. So, Very Hard to Go is unique on this list. It's a breakup song performed by a predominantly white funk band, but the emotion transcends any categorization. Lead vocalist Lenny Williams delivers one of the most soul-bearing performances in 70s music. His voice carries the weight of someone who knows the relationship is toxic, but can't find the strength to leave. The song was written by band members Stephen Kupka and Emilio Castillo during a period when both were going through relationship turmoil. They channeled their personal struggles into a universal anthem about the paralysis that comes with heartbreak.
I have to pay for my mistake.
What sets this track apart is the arrangement. The horn section doesn't just provide backup. They become another voice in the conversation, their blasts and flourishes expressing what words cannot. Lenny Williams recorded his vocal in the late evening after the band had been rehearsing all day. His voice was slightly worn, giving the performance an exhausted quality that perfectly matched the lyrics. The song climbs and builds until Williams is practically screaming the final chorus. It's not a polished, pretty sadness. It's the raw, ugly reality of loving someone you know you need to leave.
Before we go any further, if this music is bringing back memories or creating new ones, this channel was made for you. Groove Lens is about keeping soul music alive. Not just the hits, but the history behind them. So tap subscribe, settle in, and let's keep walking through this together. Because the best stories are still coming.
9. Me and Mrs. Jones. Billy Paul, 1972.
Heaviest. His name is Billy Paul.
Philadelphia International Records. Gamble and Huff are working their magic, and Billy Paul is about to record the most controversial love song of the decade. Me and Mrs. Jones isn't about a simple breakup. It's about an affair, a secret relationship between two people who meet every day at the same cafe. Billy Paul's distinctive, jazz-inflected voice was perfect for this material. He didn't just sing the song. He inhabited the character of a man torn between desire and guilt. The recording session was intimate and quiet. Producer Kenneth Gamble wanted the vocal to sound like a confession whispered in the dark. Billy Paul delivered exactly that. What makes this song so heartbreaking is its honesty about forbidden love. There's no judgment in the lyrics, just the sad reality of two people who belong to others, but can't stay away from each other.
The same cafe, 6:30.
The string arrangement adds layers of melancholy. Every sustained note feels like a sigh of resignation. Billy Paul later said that people would approach him in public and confess their own affairs, as if the song had given them permission to acknowledge their pain.
Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones.
He'd inadvertently become the voice for secret heartbreaks across America. The song won a Grammy and changed Billy Paul's life, but he always felt conflicted about being known for a song about infidelity when he'd recorded so much other material. 7. If You Don't Know Me By Now. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes featuring Teddy Pendergrass, 1972.
Thank you.
Picture the city of brotherly love in 1972. Philadelphia International Records is revolutionizing R&B, and a young powerhouse vocalist named Teddy Pendergrass is about to make history. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes were already established, but when Teddy Pendergrass took the lead on If You Don't Know Me By Now, everything changed. Kenneth Gamble and Leon Huff wrote this song about the frustration of loving someone who refuses to truly see you. It's not about a fresh breakup. It's about years of being misunderstood by the person who's supposed to know you best.
You should understand me.
Teddy Pendergrass was only 22 years old when he recorded this vocal, but his voice carried the weariness of someone twice his age. The recording session was tense. Harold Melvin, the group's leader, was reportedly jealous of the attention Teddy was receiving. That tension actually enhanced the performance. You can hear the frustration in every note. The song's brilliance lies in its crescendo. Pendergrass starts almost conversational, trying to reason with his partner. By the end, he's practically begging, his voice cracking with emotion. The string arrangement adds to the heartbreak. Those swooping violins sound like the passage of wasted years. This song would later cause a split in the group.
When we argue, fuss, and fight.
Teddy Pendergrass's star power was undeniable, and by 1976, he'd left for a solo career. But this recording remains the definitive statement of his genius. The 6, Rainy Night in Georgia. Brooke Benton, 1970. Brooke Benton had one of the smoothest voices in R&B history, but Rainy Night in Georgia required him to dig deeper than ever before. The song was written by Tony Joe White, a swamp rock musician from Louisiana, but it took Brooke Benton's interpretation to reveal the true depth of loneliness in these lyrics. Benton recorded this at American Sound Studio in Memphis, the same place where Elvis had recently recorded his comeback sessions. The atmosphere was heavy with creative magic. What makes this performance so heartbreaking is Benton's restraint. He never oversins. Every word is measured, like a man too tired from loneliness to raise his voice. The scenario is simple. A man alone in a motel room, watching rain streak down the window, missing someone far away.
In Georgia.
But Benton makes you feel every minute of that isolation. Producer Arif Mardin added subtle touches that enhanced the melancholy, distant piano notes like raindrops, strings that sound like sighs. The arrangement feels as lonely as the lyrics.
Night in Georgia.
Benton later said this was the hardest song he ever recorded. Not technically hard, but emotionally exhausting. To access that level of isolation, he had to remember his own loneliest moments on the road.
You look at it, or think of it.
The song reached number 4 on the pop charts, but its real achievement is making every listener feel like they're in that rainy Georgia motel room, alone with their memories. 5, Superstar, Luther Vandross, 1983.
I wanna tell you.
Before we talk about Luther's version, we need to understand the journey of this song. Written by Leon Russell and Bonnie Bramlett, it had already been recorded by multiple artists, but nobody, and I mean nobody, had sung it like Luther Vandross did in 1983. Luther was already an established star when he chose to record Superstar for his album Busy Body. But this wasn't a typical Luther ballad. This was something rawer, more vulnerable.
Come back to me.
The song tells the story of a groupie in love with a rock star who'll never remember her name. It's about unrequited love, about being disposable to someone you'd give everything for. Luther's interpretation shifts the perspective slightly. His vocal makes the narrator sympathetic rather than pathetic. You hear dignity in the sadness. The recording session was intimate. Luther insisted on minimal production, just his voice, piano, light strings, and that iconic bass line. What destroys listeners is Luther's vocal control. He could have belted every line, but instead, he pulls back, making you lean in to hear the pain. His voice cracks at precisely the right moments, not from lack of skill, but from deliberate emotional expression. When he sings about loneliness, you believe every word. Luther never publicly discussed his own romantic life.
And you
But in this performance, you hear someone who understands the particular pain of loving someone from a distance, of being forgotten by someone you can't forget. The song wasn't a massive commercial hit, but it became one of Luther's most beloved recordings, a testament to his ability to find the humanity in heartbreak. Throw 4. Kiss and Say Goodbye. The Manhattans, 1976. Gerald Alston's voice is about to break your heart. The Manhattans had been recording for over a decade, but they'd never had a #1 hit until this. Kiss and Say Goodbye is brutal in its honesty. This isn't about a relationship that died slowly. This is about a man ending an affair because his wife has discovered the truth.
Do you remember this song? Do you remember?
Winfred Lovett wrote this song based on a real situation. He knew someone caught in this exact scenario, and he wanted to capture the agony of that final conversation.
Let's go back.
The recording happened at Sigma Sound Studios in Philadelphia. Gerald Alston, the lead vocalist, was nervous. This was unlike anything the Manhattans had recorded before. What makes this performance devastating is Alston's delivery. His voice doesn't plead or beg. It simply accepts the inevitable with quiet resignation.
To meet you here today.
The production is sparse, just a few instruments, leaving space for the story to breathe. You can hear every inflection, every pause filled with meaning. The song spent 2 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It sold over 2 million copies. But beyond the numbers, it became the soundtrack to actual breakups across America.
Don't stop me till I'm through.
Gerald Alston later revealed that women would approach him after concerts, crying, saying the song reminded them of when they were the other woman. Men would shake his hand, thanking him for putting their guilt into words. This wasn't escapist fantasy. This was real life, messy, painful, and heartbreaking. And the Manhattans captured it perfectly.
Many months have passed.
The Furnder 3, I'd Rather Go Blind. Etta James, 1968. Chess Records, Chicago, 1968. Etta James is about to record one of the most emotionally devastating performances in music history. The song wasn't even written for her originally. I'd Rather Go Blind was co-written by Ellington Jordan and Billy Foster.
Deep down in my soul said go on and cry.
But some sources credit Etta James herself for contributing to the lyrics while visiting her friend Ellington in prison. The premise is haunting. A woman would literally rather lose her eyesight than watch the man she loves walk away with someone else. When Etta James entered the studio, she was dealing with her own relationship struggles. Her partner was pulling away, and the pain was fresh and raw. Producer Leonard Chess wanted a clean, polished take.
And another thing is,
Etta gave him something else entirely, a vocal that sounds like it's being ripped from her chest. Listen to the first verse. Her voice cracks, trembles, threatens to break completely. But she holds on, channeling every ounce of anguish into the microphone. The band sensed something special was happening. They played softly, carefully, like they were afraid to disturb her. What makes this recording legendary is its imperfection. You can hear Etta's pain in every wavering note. Modern engineers would probably suggest another take, but there couldn't be another take. This level of vulnerability can't be summoned on command.
I was thinking about your sweet kiss and your...
The song wasn't a major chart hit upon release, but over decades it became recognized as one of the greatest vocal performances ever recorded. Etta James performed this song hundreds of times over her career, and she cried during the performance more often than not. 5 decades later, this recording still has the power to reduce listeners to tears.
I'd rather be a blind girl, baby, baby, baby.
2. A Change Is Gonna Come. Sam Cooke, 1964.
A change gonna come.
This isn't just a sad song. This is a prophecy, a prayer. A dying man's final message to the world. December of 1963.
But I'm afraid.
Sam Cooke, the king of soul, is on tour when he hears Bob Dylan's "Blowin' in the Wind." He's inspired but also challenged. Why hasn't he written a song that speaks to the civil rights movement? So he pours everything into "A Change Is Gonna Come." Every experience of racism, every disappointment, every shattered dream, every hope for something better. The recording session at RCA Studios in Hollywood was somber. The musicians felt they were creating something monumental. Sam Cooke's vocal is unlike anything else in his catalog. Gone is the smooth, assured delivery. This is a man confessing his doubts, his fears, his bone-deep weariness.
I keep hearing them say, boy.
When he sings about being born by a river, there's resignation in his voice. When he sings about change coming, there's hope. But it's fragile hope. Hope that's been beaten down and got back up too many times. The orchestration matches the emotional weight. Those French horns sound like the struggle itself. Heavy, relentless, but somehow still reaching toward transcendence.
Let me just say this.
Here's what makes this song unbearably sad. Sam Cooke recorded it in January 1964. He died in December 1964, shot under circumstances that remain controversial to this day.
Help me, please.
He never got to see the full civil rights victories he sang about. He never knew that his song would become an anthem that would outlive him by decades.
Knocking, knocking, knocking.
A Change Is Gonna Come was released as a single only after his death. It's impossible to listen to now without feeling the weight of a life cut short, a promise unfulfilled, a voice silenced too soon.
That I thought I couldn't.
1. What's Going On? Marvin Gaye, 1971.
There's too many of you crying.
What is there left to say about perfection? About a song so profound that it transcends music and becomes something closer to prayer?
Can't conquer.
1971. America is burning. Vietnam War, racial tension, environmental destruction, political corruption. The dream of the 60s has curdled into the hangover of the 70s.
We don't need to escalate.
Marvin Gaye is in crisis. His singing partner Tammy Terrell has died from a brain tumor. His marriage is collapsing. His brother has returned from Vietnam haunted and broken. Motown doesn't want social commentary. They want dance hits. Berry Gordy actively discourages Marvin from recording this song. But Marvin Gaye doesn't care anymore. He needs to say something real, something that matters. The recording sessions at Hitsville, USA are unlike anything Motown has produced. Marvin layers his voice, not for commercial appeal, but to create a conversation with himself. Listen to those opening notes. Multiple Marvins asking the same question in harmony.
Come on, man.
What's going on? The genius is in the delivery. He doesn't scream or preach. He asks, gently, almost confused, like a man who's looked around and can't believe what he's seeing. The instrumentation mirrors the chaos. Jazz influences, classical strings, protest percussion, everything blending into something that sounds like the world itself crying out.
Pick it nice. Pick it.
What makes this the saddest song on our list isn't personal heartbreak, it's collective heartbreak. The heartbreak of watching humanity hurt itself. Marvin Gaye is singing about war, police brutality, environmental destruction, and social inequality. But he's also singing about his own internal war, the battle between hope and despair.
People don't punish me.
The most devastating part? Over 50 years later, every word still applies. Every question is still relevant. The change Marvin Gaye begged for still hasn't fully arrived. This song is sad because it's a masterpiece, and it's a masterpiece because the pain it captures is timeless, universal, unresolved. Marvin Marvin Gaye would be shot and killed by his own father in 1984. But what's going on remains, a permanent reminder of what we've lost, what we're still fighting for, and the beauty that can emerge from even the deepest sadness.
Oh.